You're so weird. We're playing a little fast and loose because I have to leave for work in like 30 minutes, but I wanted to do this before I had to go to work, so let's work it out. God, I should shut up. This is gonna be a true off my chest Reddit video. Let's get into it. I told my parents I was gay throughout high school so I could have girls sleepover. Shit worked too. My mom caught me with a girl years later and was like, oh, thank God, carry on. Best part, my little brother actually is gay, and my mom refused to believe it for years because of me. He still brings it up when he wants something from me, and I don't even blame him. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, as a gay person, this is kind of funny in the sense of being like, yeah, I'm gay? Can I stay at Stacy's? No, I swear. I just want to have Ashley over for a sleepover so we can talk about Ashton Kutcher in That 70s Show. I swear to God. I think the part that concerns me a little bit though is how he's like, best part, my little brother is actually gay and they didn't believe him. Also, she said, oh, thank God, when she realized I wasn't. Because I'm like, okay, it's funny for you that you like were able to get away with having sleepovers with girls, pretending you're gay. Like, I'm assuming that he's not lying to the girls. Like, the girls are aware he's straight. That's what I'm assuming from this post. It was just to his parents so he could like go and do teenage stuff and dick around. No gay intended. So like, that part's funny, but it sucks for the little brother because the mom clearly has something against thinking her older child was gay. So that part's a little blurry. That's where this goes a little, oh, this is less funny to me now. Oh, thank God, carry on. Wait, your little brother's gay? No, he's not. Refuse to believe. I already dealt with that once. Was thankful you weren't, so we're just gonna ignore that. Like, that part sucks. I'm not saying like she's homophobic or that like she didn't come to accept her younger son, but just the way that this is worded, like, oh, thank God. Oh, I didn't want one of those queer homosexuals in my home. There's a comment that says, your poor brother. Mom, Dad, I'm gay. No, sure, we are not falling for that again. But Dad. It's funny to read, but in a real life context, that must have sucked. My husband threw all my backless dresses / tops because I am too old for this shit now. I feel disrespected, but everyone agrees with him. I don't. You can absolutely serve see you next Tuesday. That's my favorite curse word, but YouTube does not like it, and neither does my mother. She hates that word. But you can serve when you're fucking 60. I don't care. Wear your backless top. Oh my God, we don't want to see an older woman in a backless top. I don't care. It's hot out and she wants to feel cute. Let women live. And let them live their whole life. Stop only seeing women as attractive and having value when they're young. Okay, we haven't even gotten into the story. I just drank a full energy drink. I'm gonna be so honest. I came home from work last Monday and I found my husband spring cleaning. He had thrown away all my backless dresses and tops, everything. I have owned beautiful designer pieces in this mix. Rix Owens, I don't know designers. Erdem, Acne Studio, Jill Sander, and some H&M limited editions from back in the mid to late O's. 2000s. Why did I say O's? I cried for days. I asked him why, and he said that I am too old now for this shit, and that it was time I dressed more modestly. I am turning 40 in June. My mom agrees with him. Basically, everyone is. I cannot stand his existence close to me. I would never have dreamt about deciding anything about the way he is because he is an adult and I trust his judgment. They said it's not the same at all. I feel infantilized to a horribly painful degree. Girlie, what? Throwing out your wife's shit is the wackadoodle. Wackadoodle? First of all, you marry somebody because you love them and you want to be with them forever, right? Like, I assume that's like the principle of marriage. That's what most people are thinking when they get married. To then be like, you've aged and I just think you're too old for this shit now, so I'm gonna try to change something about you late into the relationship. Huh? Stop trying to change your partners. Also, doing it without her consent or even a conversation is even more a wackadoodle. I guess we're sticking with wackadoodle now. Like, in full honesty, I think it would have been fucked up for him to even be like, I think you're too old for this now and I think you should throw this out. I think that would have been fucked up already. But at least there would have been a communication point instead of just taking somebody's items and getting rid of them, especially because she's talking about how they're designer. And clearly that doesn't mean much to me because I wasn't aware of what half that meant, but it means something to her, and that's what matters. When something means something to your partner, pay attention and let it mean something to you too. I didn't know anything about a bunch of stuff before I started dating my girlfriend, and now I know a bunch about a lot of stuff that I never knew before, and I value the information because I value her. Like, she's an Irish dancer. You think I knew anything about Irish dance before I started dating her? I didn't, but now I know because I value. She also likes fashion, and I'm probably gonna get a little bit of a rant about me not knowing what any of that meant. And you know what? Then I'm gonna value the knowledge because she values it. But do you see what I'm saying? Sorry, I went on a tangent because I love my girlfriend. My girlfriend. But do you see what I'm saying? Like when your partner values something, you then have to show value in that because you value them in their opinion, and him being like, all I see is a bunch of stupid clothing that I don't think you should wear anymore, so I'm gonna throw it out, shows that he doesn't value her and her opinions and her feelings. Took me a while to get that thought out, but we got there. Yeah, and I like looked at this and I was like, your mom even agreed with him? And I know she's like an older lady and maybe she has a different moral mindset, maybe it has to do with her generation or just how she was raised, but I still like hate when women don't stand up for women in something that is about a woman's body and control of her own life. Don't love that. I think it's strange in general that people are trying to weigh in on that, being like, yeah, you are too old for that. Like, who are you to say that? That's what? This comment says, you're almost 40 and you're too old for this shit now. How about you're too old to be told what you can or cannot wear? You're not a toddler, for fuck's sake. He can fuck off, seriously. I absolutely agree. You are too old to be told what you can and cannot do. You are a grown woman. Not even being told what you can and can't do. Like, he took action. He made you not be able to do something. Wackadoodle. My girlfriend gave birth to my child today. It is my 24th birthday and I learned about it 2 hours ago. I'm 24 and the idea of having a child right now is so scary to me, and I know like a lot of people that are like 24 have children, and that's wild. Like, I do want kids one day, but if I had a kid right now in this moment, like, I have 2 cats. They're probably more destructive than toddlers sometimes, honestly. This is insane. My girlfriend was pregnant and she did not know anything. She said to me she did not want to tell me since when she picked up the signs it was already too late, 2 to 3 weeks ago. Guys, I'm gonna burp. Sorry, I ate breakfast right before this. The doctor couldn't believe it too. She was on the pill, she was working just as usual, no kicks or pains, no nothing. She was planning to break up with me first so I would not have to deal with this. I just got a message before I went to sleep. I am at the hospital and they are preparing for me to give birth. Sorry for not telling you, you do not have to come. When I went to the hospital, the doctor comes out and tells me I'm gonna do my best to save the child. An hour later, I see my child coming out of the room. I saw my life passing in front of my eyes. Why is this making me want to cry? Why is this making me emotional? My child was born on my birthday with a 400 to 1 chance leap year. I am not ready. Nobody else knows. I'm lost right now. We are not in an ideal situation for raising a child financially and mentally. She does not want it, but I do not think I will be able to sleep right knowing I left my child. But I don't know if I can do this. I don't make enough to support a kid, but then I'm thinking there has to be a way. The quote from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse runs into my mind in loop. I watched the movie 2 days ago. How will I know I'm ready? You won't. It's a leap of faith. I try to stay calm. I still can't believe it. That is such, I love that. You could tell this is a 24-year-old by quoting Into the Spider-Verse. That actually, I don't know why that story made me tear up. Hello? The whole thing is just wild because there's nobody to like be upset with. She didn't know, you didn't know, she was on the pill, she had no signs. She tried to figure out what to do and she decided, hey, maybe I break up with him, which clearly she didn't do, which is good because I think the idea of breaking up with somebody for somebody else's like sake is just a wild thought process to me, because if you do that, you're really taking away their choice and what they feel capable of, and all because you just don't want them to deal with something. I just don't love that like mindset. So I'm glad she didn't do that. She even was like, you don't have to come, you don't have to have this responsibility. This isn't something that you need to take on. That must have been really hard for her. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm just now thinking about her perspective because we were reading from his, but that must have put her through so much turmoil. Jesus. Being unprepared for a kid, I cannot imagine how scary that is. Especially when you are not in a position, like if I somehow randomly found out I was having a kid right now, first of all, very confused. God and I are gonna have to have a conversation because I do not want to be the next Virgin Mary. But like, I would have no idea what to do. I hope that he's able to figure it out and he's able to work through it. But like, I think he is right. It is that mindset of like, you will never know when you're ready for a lot of things in life and you just have to do it. And that's what life sometimes is sometimes being like, this is what I'm presented with and there is no option but to just get through it. So I wish this guy the best. I hope they're able to find out a way to keep the baby, but if you're not able to, you're not able to. Hope that no matter what happens, you are able to feel at peace with whatever decision you have to make. This one was so much deeper than I thought it was gonna be. Oh my gosh. I usually just read the titles of these and then I'm like, oh, that one seems interesting, and I pull it. So you get my raw reaction. My boyfriend and I were supposed to move in together. 2 weeks ago, he bought an $87,000 truck without telling me. I refused to move in with him. I'm very annoyed. He didn't even speak to me about it. We had so many discussions about moving in together, getting married, and then he goes and purchases a truck 2K more than his yearly salary. If you're asking how can a truck be 87K, that's the price you get when you put every addition you want on it. He showed me the truck expecting me to be excited, and I was livid. When he bought this truck, we were only a month from moving in together. We got into a bad argument where he told me it was his money and he could do whatever he wanted with it. So I said fine, and I told him I'm not comfortable moving in with him anymore. I asked my landlord if my apartment was still available and if I could renew my lease, and they said yes. Now my boyfriend is saying he can't afford his place and his truck. I don't feel bad. You should have thought of that before buying something so expensive without talking to your girlfriend of 2 years. I have had some of his friends' girlfriends reach out to me and say I should support him, and one even say that I'm not loyal and this shows I wouldn't support him if we were married since I run away when finances get bad. That's bullshit. He didn't lose his job or get hurt. He bought an expensive item without discussing it. I've been trying to get him to return the truck because it's already affecting his finances badly. He has only had the truck for 2 weeks and he is worried that in the next month or two, he won't be able to cover it all the expenses he usually has. This past weekend, we had another argument and I think our relationship is going to end. I'm not helping him pay for this truck and I'm not moving in with him. I have asked for a break and we'll be thinking about what to do. There's an edit, but we're gonna talk about this before we get into that edit because I wanna give an initial reaction, right? I think she's totally in the right. When you make the commitment to move in with somebody, you are making a commitment to financially connect in some sort of way. Even a roommate, right? Like I have a roommate, she's my best friend. When we decided to move in together, that was me making a commitment to her. Because if one of us can't uphold a part of this deal, we are both screwed over. Like there is no helping the situation. When you entangle your life with somebody in that way, when you aren't putting in the effort or you're making decisions that are going to affect that situation negatively, that is an active thing you're doing to hurt that relationship. It absolutely is his money. And he has every right to go buy that truck if he really, really wants to. And she has every right to not move in with him and renew her own lease because that's her money and that's her choice. They're not even married, so there is no legal connection there anyways. And when you do something like buy an $87,000 truck, that's very different from going out and buying a $15 t-shirt. Genuinely, $87,000, that is a life-changing commitment, especially because she said that's over his yearly salary. That is a life-changing commitment. He probably thought, oh shit, I'm gonna be paying less money with rent, so I can, instead of save or work towards something else, I'm just gonna make a really bad financial decision because I really want this really sick decked out truck. And what does that do? It puts extra weight on her shoulders to then be worried. And I don't blame her for being worried because he's now having trouble paying his own rent and his own bills with this truck. So that probably would have put her in a bad situation too. And before somebody was like, yeah, but he would have been paying less living with her. Clearly he shouldn't have made the decision if he still cannot pay his own rent that he currently has before they moved in together and the truck payment. It's hurting him even before they moved in together. And she tried to talk it through with him and be like, hey, return the truck. Or hey, maybe even just get a cheaper version. Why did you get the most super decked out version possible? Why didn't you save for it? Why didn't you talk to me about it? I think that's valid. I think when you're that intertwined with somebody, that's a conversation to be had. But yeah, it is his money and it is his right and it is her right to leave him because she thinks that he's not stable. We have a cabby cat. Oh, sorry. Also the loyalty thing, she's so correct on that. Loyalty is something bad happens in your life and I'm gonna take care of you and I'm gonna protect you through this. I'm gonna support you. However, blind loyalty, I guess that's what I'm gonna choose to call this, blind loyalty can be stupid when somebody continuously makes horrendous decisions that impact your life as well, and you're like, I'm just gonna stick with him through this. Yeah, he made this decision, he brought this upon himself on purpose. I think I'm gonna stick with my man. And he has the option to fix the issue and he's not fixing it. So that's another whole other thing to that loyalty that's brought into question. I appreciate the different opinions everyone has given me. I have a lot to think about. To answer 2 questions, no, he does not need the truck. He works from home, and if he has to check in at work, he has an office. Also, his friends and their girlfriends know about this issue because he asked for their views when we went to a get-together last week. Only 2 girlfriends reached out to me to tell me I wasn't being supportive. The others have minded their business. That is absolutely mind-blowing to go to a get-together and then airing out this like conversation that y'all are still both trying to work through. And that's like not to say that you can't talk to your friends about issues. I think it's so important to talk to your friends about issues in your relationships. I think it can help give you perspective. But I also think using a friendly get together to try to throw your partner under the bus and be like, yeah, so we got in this fight, what do you guys think, in front of all your friends at what's supposed to be a fun get together, that's, to me, a little wild, unless both of you like consented and were like, let's sit down and talk with our friends and ask for their opinion together. Because one, it's a get together, it's supposed to be fun and a good time and everybody like chilling, hanging out, no drama for the most part, right? And two, that is so uncomfortable and awkward for your partner if you are just sitting there and being like, so what do you guys think? Do you think she's the bitch or do you think I'm the bitch? Like, what's going on? I would never do that to my partner, ever. That's wild. Like I said, it's one thing if you guys sit down and are like, let's ask together, versus just in front of your partner airing that out. It's just like a really uncomfortable situation, I think. My friend called me trashy for having sex with my husband in my own home. Me, 25 female and 20 weeks pregnant. My husband, 23 male, decided to have some sexy time since he's been stressed from work lately. He's an IT in the Navy, so we go upstairs to our room in our house and have sex. The only thing is, I didn't realize our window was open and our friends, G and E for reference, were walking past our house while we were going at it. So instead of texting us, hey, your window is open, they call our other friends, Y and C, who live down the street and tell them to tell us that our window was open. Like, why don't you just tell the whole damn neighborhood at that point? So Y calls and says that it was trashy to have sex with open windows, which I didn't realize were open. I tell her that babies don't come from storks and to mind her business. Anyway, I just wanted to vent. Thanks for reading. This comment says the only trashiness was the gossip mill running its yap, and I agree. You didn't know your windows were open and it's your own home. Yes, I do think maybe you should check next time, but this is more like a, oh shoot, our window was open, let's make sure we never do that again, that is so embarrassing. Versus a, oh my god, you're so trashy for having your window open during sex, that's crazy, that's crazy. I agree with OP, original poster. Your friend should have just texted you and been like, hey dude, your window is open, this is so awkward, and you would have been like, oh my god, I'm so embarrassed, I'm never doing that again, this is horrible. I cannot fathom that you heard that. That's how that conversation should have gone. That's it. It should have just been that simple. But unfortunately, some people love drama. And for some reason, talking shit about their friends, which I've never understood, by the way. Tangent. If you're friends with somebody, why would you go to somebody else and be like, oh my god, she was doing something so fucking trashy. She was smashing with the window open. You should text her and tell her she shouldn't do that. Yeah. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I have 10 minutes before I gotta leave, so I should probably get changed. Don't know if this is workplace appropriate, honestly. So I'm gonna go take care of that, and I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to see me talk again. Hit the bell. I don't really know. It notifies you when I post. That's what it does. Big YouTuber brain. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.